and I'm going to guess they're probably worth it. And I'm being real with this. If I were to sell all these boxes right now, I probably would make about $25,000 profit.
How about we really find out how much Mizkif would make right now if he were to sell those games? Welcome back, everyone. Now, before we get going here, you may notice that something has changed with my appearance. Now, since we're dealing with money, finance, investing, I thought it'd be best if I turn into Accounting Greg to help with this video. And this may make you want to ask, Greg, are you actually an accountant for your day job? To which I would reply, all information is for entertainment purposes only. If you need financial advice, please seek a financial advisor. Anything I say in this video is purely the opinion of Greg. And I think I rest my case. And as much as I want to wear these glasses for the whole video, I simply can't. They're my girlfriend's and I'm already getting a headache. And that's what the video is going to be. We're going to look at all the games Mizkif showed off in his other video, and we're going to see how much profit he's made since he bought them. I don't even entertain the idea of a loss on these games because, let's be honest, he hasn't taken a loss. But let's swap over to the spreadsheet and I'll explain a little bit more over there. Alright, so welcome to the spreadsheet here. So on the left column here, these are all the games that Mizkif bought and showed off in his $25,000 video. These right here are the prices that he paid for each of these games. This middle column is going to show us how much he either lost or made on the games. And over here in this notes section, I'm going to paste in what I could find for sales data on these items. Now, all of these games do not have perfect sales data in VGA 85 plus condition. So I have to use my best guess, my best inference as to what they would actually sell for in today's market in this condition based on other sales and other not sales. Because if something isn't selling for a price, then it also tells us a lot about what it might sell for. And keep in mind that most of the prices I chose for these games for their current market value are extremely realistic and conservative prices. I'm not looking for best case scenario or if an auction explodes or anything like that. I'm saying if Mizkif went to the market right now, he could probably expect to get these prices for these games. So right here at the bottom, $24,150. That's the price that Mizkif put into these games. Alright, let me paste in my notes here for the first game, Kirby 64 Crystal Shards VGA 85. Now with this game, unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot of sales data. It is one of the more uncommon popular N64 games, if that makes sense. So what we can see is that a 7.5 A+ sold for $1,235 on eBay, which isn't a bad sale, all things considered. That's about a VGA 75-ish, give or take. We can see that an 8.5 A+ does not sell for 4K, and that a 9.2A does not sell for 5.5K. Could his 85 be worth 4K? Maybe, but that really would be a best case scenario, top of the market type of price at this time. I feel far more comfortable putting this one in at $2,500, and if he gets more for it, great. Like I said, the only real sale we have to go off of is the 7.5 A+ for $1,200, so I'm going to pencil him in for $2,500 on this one. And as you can see now with our first one, he paid $350. It's now worth about $2,500, and he's up $2,100 on it, and a 614% gain. And if you're saying, oh, well, how long did he have to hold it for, or how long ago was that? All of the games he bought were purchased either 2019 or 2020. So we're looking at a maximum holding period of 2 years on this. So 614% over 2 years, fantastic returns. Let's go to the next one here, Dr. Mario 64 VGA 85 plus. And we can see that a WATA 8.0 A+ sold for $600 on eBay, which is about, again, a VGA 75-ish, maybe a 75 plus. So much worse condition than Mizkif's. There are two factory sealed ones sitting on eBay, both for $1,000, not in good condition. So all we have to go off is a 75 again, sold for about $600. So if we take it and we go all the way up to an 85 plus, I feel that a $1,500 is a justifiable price for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pencil this one in at $1,500. Now Dr. Mario 64 really doesn't get the same kind of notoriety as the other Mario titles. It is definitely a secondary title, so I'm not surprised at all to see that its price is quite a bit behind the other main titles. And again, 275% increase, right? This is one of the lesser expensive games and it's still doing fantastic for him. Now we get into the heaviest one so far, which is Pokemon Snap VGA 85 plus. Now with Pokemon Snap, I was honestly baffled by how expensive this is getting already when I was doing my research. We have VGA 80 plus currently on auction. This is gonna end in about 24 hours since I shoot this video. It's already at $2,000. We have raw copies, ungraded, selling for close to $2,000. On Heritage Auctions, a 7.0 WATA A sold for $2,500. I think a VGA 85 Plus at this time has to be close to 6,000 or 7,000. And if this 80 Plus happens to sell for 4,000 or 5,000, well then the 85 Plus is probably closer to 7,000 or 8,000. I'm gonna pencil it in for 6K right now, and you can see that this is a 567% gain on Pokemon Snap, and he has $5,100 of profit on that one. So now let's move into his first of dire mistakes here. The Mario Kart 64 VGA 85 Plus qualified lull. And this is crazy. Let me paste in my notes here. So, for the qualified games, because these really don't sell, I'm gonna give them 5,000 each on both of these. For both the Mario Kart and the Super Mario 64. I don't know if they would sell for more or less than that. It's very hard to price these qualified games because they only appeal to a super niche crowd. But let's go ahead and say if it wasn't qualified, it would, honest to God, right now, be worth over $60,000. Ignore the $60,000 estimate. I'm gonna go ahead and put in $5,000 for this, which is still good. Like you can see that Mizkif still is up a lot of money on this game. 400% gain, right? But God, that's one of those tales of like, oh, what could have been. Insane to think about, and I hope it doesn't eat him up too much. Next game, Mario Party 2 VGA 85 Plus. And Mario Party 2 actually isn't that rare of an N64 game, but it's one of those games that has a lot of demand. So with my notes here, we can see that a VGA 90 sold for $4,000 on eBay, and a 9.4 A++ sold for $4,800 on Heritage Auctions. So if the VGA 90 is only fetching $4,000, well then the 85 Plus is going to be worth less than that, and I feel comfortable personally putting it around $3,200 right now. And this is one I feel pretty strong about, honestly, because this game does have quite a few sales that take place quite frequently. And you can see 191% increase on it, $2,100 profit, still did very well. Now the other qualified game, Super Mario 64, I'm just going to go ahead and paste in the exact same notes for this one, except with Super Mario 64, instead of $60,000, we would be talking about $75,000 plus. Yay! Absolute madness. Once again, I'm gonna give him $5,000 for that one, and I'll move down the formula. Still very good, but holy shit. Next game, Diddy Kong Racing VGA 85 Plus. Mizkif paid $1,400 for this. So in posting in my notes here, you can see that a 9.6 A++ sold for $3,900 at auction on eBay. So a 9.6 A++ is more like a VGA 90 than an 85 Plus. So that is a bit ahead of what Mizkif actually has. And we also have this 9.4 A+ that sold for $2,100 on Heritage. And a 9.4 A+ is a very good comparison. So that was a little bit ago, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him $2,500 for this as a realistic price right now. And if we move down the formula here, we can see that that puts him at a 79% gain. And I know for a fact that Diddy Kong Racing here was one of the later purchases he made, which makes sense as to why it's only gone up 79% since purchase. He has probably owned this for less than a year at this point. And hey, if we look down here, we can see that he's already $1,500 in profit now, or 6%. Only another $24,000 until we hit his estimate. So, next game, Pokemon Stadium, VGA 85 Plus. Everyone loves it, right? Let's see what the notes say. So now, we have an 80 Plus sold for $6,400, and this was a few days ago, actually. And this $6,400 sale actually raised some eyebrows in the community, as this was quite above what people were thinking it should sell for. This same item was listed as a buy it now for about $3,000, and no one bought it. But then once it went to an auction, it sold for $6,400. So you can see how that's a little bit weird, a little bit suspicious. That might not be a legitimate sale. But if we assume the $6,400 sale is real, legit, that is the going rate of an 80 plus, then a VGA 85 plus has to be close to a $10,000 game. It just has to be. We need to see a few more sales happen before I feel super comfortable with that price point. But for right now, I'm gonna pencil him in at $9,000, and I think that's probably what he could get. And you can see that that boosted us to $10,500 profit. So now we got Pokemon Sapphire VGA 85 Plus. And let's see the notes here. So on this one, Mizkif was a total wiener, and he didn't actually state what he paid for it. So this $1,500 right here is a guess based on what he paid for Pokemon Gold. He could have paid a bit less, he could have paid a bit more, but $1,500 is a safe guess based on all the other prices around it. If I'm off, I'm off. Go blame Mizkif. So, there's no actual eBay sales data on graded copies of Pokemon Sapphire. So we had to move over to Heritage Auctions for this. And we can see that a 9.2 A+ sold for $3,000, and we also had an 8.5 A+ not sell on eBay for $4,200. So we know that a VGA 80 plus to 85 is somewhere in the 3,000 range. So for him having an 85 plus, I assume it's somewhere around 5,000, 6,000 right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pencil that in for 5,000, but know that that price isn't super confident. It's just there isn't a whole lot of graded sales data to go off right now. And you can see that's a 233% increase, $3,500 profit, and we're almost at the 25K down here. It's adding up quick. So now we move into the Barry Game Boy Color console, VGA 85 Plus. There's absolutely no sales data that I could find on Barry Game Boy console anytime recent. And it's really important to get recent sales data because prices in this market are moving so damn fast that if you tell me, oh, in 2020 August it sold for this much, it doesn't matter. It's pretty irrelevant at this point. So what I'm going to do here is a little bit of cross analysis with different colored Game Boy colors, and we'll see what we can come to. So a really nice Kiwi color sold for $1,700 ungraded. And there's also a really nice Atomic Purple sitting on eBay for $3,000 that does not sell. So if we can assume that Atomic Purple might be a VGA 85 condition, that's very nice, and it's not worth $3,000. So for the 85 Plus, I feel pretty good about putting in $2,500 right here and that he would be able to get it. Again, with the Barry Game Boy Color, this one doesn't come up often and it is hard to find. So if you were to put it up for open auction, it's possible that this would go for $5,000. I don't know. So he gets $2,500. And you can see that at my estimate here, that's only a 39% increase, $700. But again, I know this one was a later purchase for him, so he's probably held this for less than a year, which not a bad return if you think less than a year. The stock market's only supposed to bring 7% annually. So he is already 6 times better than the stock market and a full year hasn't passed. Majora's Mask VGA 90. Now this is going to be a big jump up on his profit here. So in my research, I could find that a 9.0 A++ sold for $2,700. An 85 Plus sold for $4,400. But his best comparison is going to be this 9.6 A++ that sold for $7,500 on Heritage. That's a very good VGA 90 comparison. So if we just take that $7,500, I'm just going to take it down a little bit because he's probably going to have to go to eBay, not Heritage, and I'm going to put him in at $7,000. And I think that this is an extremely fair price for this, and that would not be that hard to achieve. That's a 250% increase, puts him up $5,000 on the game. Next game here, Pokemon Gold, VGA 85 Plus. We have a pretty good comparison here that just took place on eBay, which was a 9.2 A+, and that sold for $4,600. Now 9.2 A+ is a little bit low for an 85 Plus crossover, so we can probably jump the price up to maybe $5,000 or $6,000 instead of $4,600. But right now, I'm gonna put it in at $5,500. And I think that's a very fair price that he could expect to get. That gives him a 175% increase on this, $3,500 profit. Very, very good. And that puts Mizkif up to a $30,000 profit now, and we still have one of the biggest ones right here in this Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition. Okay, the Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition VGA 85 Plus. So we just had a 9.4 A+ just sold on Heritage Auctions 2 days ago for $15,000. And a 9.4 A+ is a very good crossover comparison for an 85 Plus. So really, I'm not going to put too much thought into this one, and I'm just going to pencil him in for $15,000. Now, it might be a little bit more, might be a little bit less, but that is a very fair starting point if he were to go to the market and try to sell it. And that puts him at a 275% increase here and $11,000 profit on that. And that's insane. That is his biggest gain on a single item by far. And it also puts his total down here up to $45,000. We have one more game to go here. Pokemon Emerald VGA 85 Plus. So with the notes, a VGA 85 sold for $6,350. In 85 Plus condition, you're gonna get a decent amount more than the VGA 85 does because 85 Plus is where you break into the gold seal rating versus a silver, and that comes with a lot of prestige. A lot of collectors only collect gold, blah, blah, blah. So because of that, I feel decent penciling this in for $8,000 right now, and if we bring down this, that gives us a 60% increase on it. He's probably only held this one for half a year. And that brings us to our grand totals here. So Mizkif, in the years of 2019 and 2020, spent $24,000 on video games. And Mizkif's claim was that if he were to sell his games right now, he would make $25,000 profit. Well, that was 6 months ago. Now, if he were to sell all these games, conservatively, he would make $53,000 profit, or a 222% increase in his initial $24,000 that he spent. And this just illustrates how wild the video game market has been in the last year. You could have went at the beginning of 2020 and basically bought any graded game and doubled your money. It was just that easy. And so I think it's safe to say that you should run out and buy any graded game that you see for any price it is, because if you just wait a year, it's going to be worth twice as much. Also, Mizkif is not a liar. Make sure to hit the like button before you leave, and hey, I'll see you guys next time.